Hey, I'm Braylon and I'm in a group with Tommy and Austin for our senior project. And for this presentation, I'm going to be talking about kind of our pre-production and then production process. And Tommy's going to talk about more of post-production, which is the stage we're in right now. So for pre-production, it was a lot of research that went into it, especially in the previous class we were in, 490, I think. So getting sources to learn more about, for me, it was learning more about the jazz era and trying to figure out that sound, so I could better understand the sound that we were going for when we recorded. So it was a lot of gathering research and getting sources together and things like that. And then a lot of Tommy specifically was working on stage plots and things like that for in the recording studio, to figure out the positions of where all of the musicians were going to be, and then where the mics would go and things like that. And so research went into our mic list as well, and then our mic placement and things like that. And then as for production, we took a day to record. We had one of the jazz bands from the School of Music come in to the studio, and we recorded them. It took about all day. We got 4 songs. It's Doxy, Gravy, Shiny Stockings, and then I forgot what the other one was called. But so we did our recording process, and now we're in that post-production stage, mixing specifically. But Tommy's gonna come on to talk more about that.
Hi everyone, I am Tommy. I am working with Braylon Austin for my senior project, and today I will be discussing the processes that we're going through this semester. So right now we are currently in the mixing stage, and we are bringing back a practice that hasn't been done in a while, which is, so nowadays everything is done using automation. And what automation allows you to do is program your DAW so that when you make changes, it kind of like chords them. So any EQ adjustments that you make or fader movements, um, that all gets recorded. So when you play back, all of those things are done for you. So what we're doing is the manual way, which involves doing it ourselves as we record it to tape. So we'll come from Pro Tools into the console through the rack gear, making all of our adjustments on the console and in the gear, while we record to tape. So it's a fun and interesting challenge because it forces us to uh, become very intimate with the music, and it also forces us to be in tune with each other and the gear. So it just adds a different element. It forces us to really dive deeper into the mixing process. Um, so it's been really fun, especially getting to see how it was done back in the day. I think a lot of younger engineers take automation for granted, and I think having the ability to mix live is a great asset to have when you graduate in the working force, because not every console um, has automation capabilities. A lot of uh, larger studios may have vintage consoles where that technology wasn't available at the time that board was produced. So being able to mix as you record, or mix in post to tape or something like that, or even to just Pro Tools, I think is a really valuable skill, because like I said earlier, it forces you to really know the music and to communicate effectively with your team. Um, so it's been a really fun process. Um, and the next step we're going to be moving on to is mastering, which is going to look a lot, it's going to look very similar to the mixing stage, except will be it'll be broader strokes, so all the edits will be done in reference to the whole album instead of like each individual song. So, uh, but that is for a later date to discuss. So I can't wait to see what you all come up with, and I look forward to seeing you all in person again. Bye.
I'm Austin Evans, and about 75% of my project, if not more, will come from post production. Filming days have been pretty easy, but syncing the clips together in post is definitely pretty challenging. I've already put together what the project should relatively look like within Premiere, and this week I plan on re recording Tommy and Braylon to try and fix some of the audio issues from the last recording, and then after that, it should be smooth sailing.